and pay for it, and also if you can pay for my trip to go back to my country, to my Igbo tribe. My name is Chuks Igboland. Currently, I live in the United States of America. I live with my mother and two younger siblings. My father passed away 10 years ago. The reason I'm contacting you gals is to see if you can seek for me a shaman and pay for it, and also if you can pay for my trip to go back to my country, to my Igbo tribe. My name is Chuks Igboland. Currently, I live in the United States of America. I live with my mother and two younger siblings. My father passed away 10 years ago. The reason I'm contacting you gals is to see if you can seek for me a shaman and pay for it, and also if you can pay for my trip to go back to my country, to my Igbo tribe. My name is Chuks Igboland. Currently, I live in the United States of America. I live with my mother and two younger siblings. My father passed away 10 years ago. The reason I'm contacting you gals is to see if you can seek for me a shaman and pay for it, and also if you can pay for my trip to go back to my country, to my Igbo tribe.
Good evening, viewers. This is BVI Channel 1, and we're back again on Matters Arising. We had some interruption, and we had to sort it out and come back live again. Today is a special edition on Matters Arising, as we'll be having a brother all the way from America who wants to share his story and seek for your assistance through advice and otherwise. Because the story he told me, since he called me, contacted me about it several months ago, I think in May, telling me about the story and keep persuading and keep persuading and keep persuading, I have to give it a second thought to listen deeply, because this is a matter of life and death. And that is why it is important, when you are hearing and watching this video, you can share this video to people who might have solution to what he is bringing live on the program today. But before then, I want you to first of all listen to the video clip he sent me about that, I think in May, when he told me a brief about what he wanted to talk about, and the assistance he's looking out for, because he believed on this platform that it would be a viable place to reach out to our people, because he is true son of Ndibo. But his story will be better heard and understood from him. Before I bring him on, don't forget that this is a live program. You can call in when the lines are open after you've heard his story. You can ask him any question, and you can bring solution to the table. What is happening in this young man's life is extremely important, because I don't want to be the only one that will hear this. I want the entire public. He wants to reach out to as many people as possible. You can learn from it as well, and you can also lend your own assistance to him. So let us quickly get to that. The video he sent to me a couple of months ago, where he briefly summarized what he's about to share with you. So you stick around there and be sharing this video as you're watching it, either from our Facebook or Instagram or our backup YouTube channel, BVI Channel 1 Plus. Anywhere you're watching from on this main channel, please keep sharing it wherever you get it, because help might come through you. All right, let us listen to his story briefly. Then when I come, I will bring him live here to speak to your hearing, so that you will see him and also hear him. Maybe you may understand better than I do. All right, let us get to it. I'll be right back. Don't go away.
To my Igbo tribe, my name is Chuks Igboland. Currently, I live in the United States of America. I live with my mother and two younger siblings. There's 8 kids in the family. My father passed away 10 years ago. The reason I'm contacting you gals and guys is to see if you can seek for me a shaman and pay for it, and also if you can pay for my trip to go back to my country. The issue is this: I'm dealing with a demigod named Mr. Oscar Ernest Bonhart that called himself the Holy Ghost based on Christianity. He's renamed himself a Jubishan. I worked for him back in 2008 and 2021. I was supposed to bring Judgment Day, and that failed. The mission failed. Since then, since 2008, he has been doing evil behavior to me, which some of the stuff I can't state here on this video. He was a prophet when he was alive. He died during World War II. And when he completed his purpose, our divine creator made him ruler or judge of mankind. He governs all religions, including Christianity domination.
All right, that is it from that line. So that's a kind of a brief of what this young man is going through. Now, quickly, let us bring him live on the program. I think he's already seated there. Chukwuemeka, can you hear me? I hope your mic is not muted. Let's try and see if we can get him back. Are you there? Okay. I believe, all right, I think I can hear you right now.
I'm calling from the United States of America. My situation is kind of strange. It started in 2008 when I
Well, let
was
me
called on by.
before you Chukwuemeka, hang on. Before you delve into your story, I got to for clarity of purpose and also for the benefit of those who are watching or might come across your video. I need to ask you a couple of questions so that people will understand where you're coming from and where you're heading to. Is that okay?
Okay. Yes.
All right. Now, Chukwuemeka, to start with, um, how old are you, please?
I'm 42 years old.
You're 42 years old. Wow. Wow. Okay. Now, whereabout? Tell us a brief about yourself, your upbringing, your family, where you come from in Igboland.
Okay. My father is from. I got this from my mother. Yumanemi Ihe, I believe. Yumanemi Ihe. That's the village where my father is. Well, my
Do you know
father
what
is
state?
located.
What state is that? What state?
Enugu.
Okay, Enugu State.
Enugu State. Yes.
Okay. Because I think you're
Um.
having issue with the pronunciation of the place. Actually.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, were you taken to US by your parents, or you were born there? You and your siblings were born there.
Me and my siblings were born in the United States.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And so tell us about your journey and why you reached out to BVI Channel 1 and why you want to speak with Igbo specifically.
Basically, I was raised in the United States of America. I went to school here. Was born, excuse me. I'm trying to put my head together. It's stacking my brain. I pulled some notes down here so I can remember. Um, it can prevent phone calls from going through. Um, it can influence your a person's mind when communicating to that person, where uh that person will not be himself. He will be like a total different person. Um, what else? What else am I missing? He can enter in your dream. He can put stuff in your dream. He put perverted, sexual, explicit stuff in my dream from from time from that time onward, ever since 2008 when the mission failed. Um, and then what else? I think um, basically this guy has too much power. He has too much power that's given to him. Um, Overseas, I was told by my father because my dad was a member of his organization. His name of his organization is called the Grail Movement. It's located. It was located in Germany, but it moved to Austria. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Austria. Um, he has members that I found out later. Well, my dad passed away 10 years ago, but I found out after when my dad passed away that there was a secret ritual that 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 individual has to go through to be a member of his organization. Um, um, what else am I missing? I'm sorry, my head is, they're attacking my brain. They don't want me to give you, he don't want me to give you the information so that you know what he is all about, who he represents. Oh, I forgot to mention. He's the secret grail. If you watch the movie Indiana Jones, where Indiana was trying to get the secret grail, he is the secret grail. This guy has he can give everlasting life. Um, um, what else? I'm trying to think of what else am I missing. Um, he um, I
Okay.
apologize. He's
All right.
stacking
All
my
right. All
brain.
right. All right. Okay. I think we've grasped. No, I just wanted you to explain further and explain further so that those who are watching could actually have a first-hand glance of what my conversation with you had been over the years, over the months that you've contacted me, and from everything you've said, is basically um, you being spiritually attacked. If I am not getting it wrong, you can point me back. From what you said, you've been
Yes.
spiritually been attacked, and because your father
Right.
was a member of that cult group, because it's a cult organization, it's like a secret society organization which your father belonged to,
Right.
and now wanted you to be part of it.
Right.
Is that what you said?
Right. Yeah.
And
My
actually,
mom, my
okay,
siblings.
okay, go
Go
on.
ahead.
No, go on.
No, my mom and my siblings was raised by this cult, this this church, this religion cult leader. We grew up through my dad's teaching by through Mr. Bonhart's. Um, Another thing I want to mention that there's a book that Bonhart written called "In Light of the Truth: The Grail Message" by Jubashim. Like I told you before, he called himself a Jubashim. That's his reincarnation name. He governs all religion, including Islam, Hindu, psychology, all the religion, all the main religion. He governs that. He teaches us that you can be of any religion, as long that you believe in Jesus Christ, you be saved. That's through his teaching, through his his work, Bohan's work. So this is overall about who he is and what this guy is all about.
Okay, the guy the guy you in question is a physical human being you have physical interaction with, or a kind of a religious leader who has his own doctrine, or ultimately a secret society which you have to take an oath to belong to, because you mentioned at some point that they want to take your soul and that you have a mission that failed. You know, all of those things. Sometimes sound psychological, and I heard you say that you went for a psychological hospital to be treated or being handled,
Right.
and up till now they are still, tormenting you both physically and spiritually. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes. It's all the guy was a person back during, I believe, World War I, and he died during World War II. I He doesn't at physically touch me or in human form. He used supernatural spiritual means. So he can change my face, he can change my 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 looks. Um, he can change the looks on a photo. He did that with my pictures. He changed the looks on my photo. He can even change like a particular object in front of you. He can alter it. This guy he's the real deal. He has he has power. He has some serious power. I witnessed his powers for the last 16 years, the last past 16 years. The last before that, I was like I was saying, I was caught up into trying to fix my infection that I was going through, and it led me to go into the crusade of bringing during Judgment Day in the year of 2008, and that's when it failed. And when it failed, all hell broke loose. He kept on picking on me, kept on agitating me, kept on putting me back in and out of the hospital. He kept on doing what he had, doing the things to tear me down. Um, Now I'm trying to fight back. Um, I was told by my sister that I need to see a shaman or a spiritual healer. Um, that spiritual healer will be able to um, block him or shield him from sending attacks to me. Um, I was also, what else? I also need means to go back home. I need to go back home to my country because of I've been gang stalking. You can look up gang stalking. Gang stalking is where a group or a city dwellers will pursue a particular person and target that person to such a degree where they will strip them from getting a living, wages or a job, or uh, get some type of loan or whatever to live to support himself. Um, to a point that that person will commit
So
a crime or commit
that's what they're
suicide.
doing to you
That's
right now to frustrate you. That's what they are doing to you to frustrate you,
yeah.
to
Oh,
get you to commit suicide. You ever contemplate committing suicide?
right. It's a couple of times, once or twice. It was too much. I was dealing with too much issues with bone heart and my living status where I was living. Like I said, my dad passed away 10 years ago. My mom, she's not too really trying to see me get well. Um, my siblings, they kind of iffy. They kind of like they're not too serious to see me get well. They're not trying. I talk to them. My siblings, they kind of like, well, whenever they feel like it. So I'm just pursuing my people to see if 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 any of you individuals can support. I want to go back home. I need means of traveling back home. I want to resign back home. I also need assistance in a shaman or spiritual healer to correct what needs to be correct with this demon god that call himself a Messiah, like Jesus, or the Holy Ghost, if you want to call him, like as that's that. So
All
that's
right.
the overall about my background.
Okay, all right. I think we've gotten exactly what the situation is like for you, and the story. We want to keep it brief. And for those of you who are just joining us, he's an Igbo son, born and brought up in America. He had a kind of spiritual attack as a result of his encounter with a religious sect, or you might call it, or a secret society religious sect who are after him and troubling his life. Um, but before I make a mistake, does your mom and your other siblings also going through the same experience as you do? Because you made mention that they were they also part of the sect, or just you was introduced into that sect by your father?
No, they all were part of this sect. Um, my siblings are
Okay,
not
they
going
are
through
all
this.
they are
My
all part of
mom
the
is not.
sect. They are all part of the sect.
It all part of the sect. They got introduced to the work, the teaching through my father, my mom, and my siblings and me. So they're not going through what I'm going through. I figured out that there was a soul contract that was probably made between me and him before I was born. Because it's dealing with past life. It's so much going on um that's involved. So that's basically what the situation is. So I think that's why it was planned out.
All right. I think I've actually gotten your position, and I wouldn't want this thing to get too long because I want people to watch it even after this live broadcast so that they will be able to reach out to you to help you. The most important thing is that you get a help, and you think we can only get that solution back home. That's why you reached out to me so that we can reach out to our people. When you call shaman, that's you need spiritual healers, like traditional spiritual healers, to come to your aid to help you out of this situation. All right. For some Christian religious body, they will say you need to go for a deliverance. Okay. So that you pray for you and all of those things. But you opted for a traditional healer in Igboland, and you are asking people if there is any spiritual traditional healer that can solve your problem of this spiritual attack from this sect that your father introduced you into in America, who are after your life, frustrating everything that you're doing and making life miserable for you, that you even contemplate taking your life. Okay, so now you want to come back home. The point is that you're not working, you don't have any means because these guys are ganging you or stalking you, where they make sure they frustrate every move that you make sure that you're unable to take care of yourself. So for you to take the ticket out of US, in fact, you're like being trapped there in the US. You can't move if you don't have help or people who can buy you tickets. You come back to Nigeria, you meet spiritual healers who can help you. You are opting for a traditional spiritual healer. All right, traditional spiritual healer. If you are asking, that's your option. Okay, there are some people like who are Muslim or predominantly Christians who opt for prayer deliverance for you and all that. But being that you are asking our people as an Igbo son from Enugu State, okay, and being born and brought up in America, you don't know much back home, you don't know your left and right when you come back home, but you needed assistance to get back home so that you'll be able to fight off for this your spiritual attacks that made your life so miserable that you almost contemplate or you even contemplated taking your life. So that's why you brought it to this next BVI channel to reach out to our people, and that's exactly what I am doing right here. And I wanted you to come live so that I can tell your story your way. But meanwhile, I think I need to address our people. You've heard the story. His story is quite touching and very frustrating at some point, very confusing. But bottom line is just what I just narrated to you, which he conquered right here. He needs an assistant, spiritual assistant, and also financial, because he believed that he cannot get the kind of help he seeks in America. That he needs to come back home to meet a spiritual healer. He had asked me, I said, I don't know much about that spiritual healer who can actually solve the problem, but I know that people who could have one or two suggestions or recommendation who will take care of your concerns. And many people will also ask you to go for Christian deliverance session where they can pray for you and be able to, deal with the spirits that are tormenting your life, or are really tormenting your life from the story you've just told. So now, basically, our people, our brother Chuks Igwe from Enugu State is asking for your assistance. For people who can buy a ticket, who can bring him back home, who can direct him to where he can find help to his spiritual problem that is almost taking his life. Okay, Chuks, do you have a contact number? You already gave me your number. I think we communicated through WhatsApp.